Blessings and welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me here for your pick a card reading. It is for October 2021. We've got piles 1, 2, 3, or 4. Whatever resonates most with you, whatever image resonates most with you as well. And let's get right into card number 1. Welcome, card number 1. Thank you so very much for joining me here this month of October 2021. We've got a big energy of resting coming in. We've got Be Still, number 5, Rest, Inner Alchemy, a 14, which is also a 5. So 5's my number for change. And so this might be a transition month for you as well. We do have coming into your power. So I step into my power boldly and confidently. So this is like a recalibration, a resetting month for you. We are in Mercury retrograde as well, which is a perfect time to be resting, be still, going within, and getting that balance. And for you, it's about getting your power back and like energy, clearing out stagnation, and then like debris, like stuff you've been carrying, like an inner cleansing, and you might be doing healing treatments or things of Reiki, for example, which moves energy and clears out energy and gets you balanced within so that you can create. And it could be specifically with your creation, alchemical arenas of your body, which is the solar plexus, the sacral chakra, the womb chakra, and our masculine and feminine power, and so an ability to create. And so this could be what is you're getting a restoration on, and you're going to be able to leave this month healthier. And I feel like healed of the past, like maybe all of what you've been going through up until now has been a lot and like heavy and burdening is the word, like a burden I'm hearing. And then that also like weighed you down, right? And so that burden's lifting this month for you. And it's important to like transmute basically through rest and rejuvenation and whatever self-care you're guided to do, holiday, vacation, working with water element, emotional body healing, and alignment. Could be also getting a better balanced schedule for yourself where you can implement more rest, and that could be something that's also needed. There's definitely like foundationally important to get take this time to get grounded and stable basically before moving forward. Recharge and get your energy back, and get like any fragmentation, like meditation will help. Anything that gets you centered and balanced and connected with your immediate environment, I think is also really important as well. So you could have been having a lot of energy going in this direction and that direction. And it's like, pull that back and focus on your house, your home, your family, the bedroom where you do recharge your batteries, and things that you might have put off around your personal home and family life because you've been dealing with things outside of the home. Come back, take care of these foundational things in your life. And this is the opportunity to also do that, and it's going to help you get recentered. Like it's like a regrouping. These are all Mercury retrograde words that are coming through, so that you have direction. It could be also like getting organized, right? And organized in what's important, priorities, like getting your life organized as well. I'm feeling like all these things are going to give you like peace of mind because there's some sort of scatteredness that is has created a defragmentation energy, a scattered energy, where you're not feeling grounded basically. Like you're up, you're here, you're there, and it's like, I got to take care of this, and then I got to go over here and do that. And you're in that mode of go and not, having your energy outside of your own self, right? And so this is a pullback. A rejuvenation is also the word I'm hearing here. And so we do have fourth house. So this might be part of why this is important. It says roots, family, home, background, comfort, cooking, inner work, real estate, shelter, self-care, rejuvenation, habits, and shell. So, and you can see there's a bedroom there actually too, a bed. And these are all the areas I was feeling are like important. You could be organizing family photos and things that you have been putting aside from dealing with because other things have taken priority. But there's definitely like something very, I keep seeing like the number 4 with this, but the 4 is like family, home, like rooting everything into the earth, getting this like birthed as well. And so this could be you preparing to birth your manifestations as well. When we're in that stage before birthing, it could be preparing the environment so that we can have a safe resting place to be birthing this new you that's coming into your power here. And so with confidence, right? And so this could be part of, and taking shelter. So and like sleeping specifically is also going to be really important. And that feeling of being safe. So like staying in bed, staying under the covers for a day, or maybe on the weekends or whenever you can, whenever you do have your time off where you can rest. Instead of going and doing a bunch of things, it's better, I'm feeling to say, is like stay in bed, get harmonious balance with yourself, feel protected and safe and warm and cozy, and do pleasurable things, because it feels like this is a reminder to your own self for your confidence, like that you are safe, you do have this beautiful home. It's scattered. This is where you're going to pull back all your energy, is when you're in these. So you decide you want to have a movie marathon in bed, for example, or just something safe at home or wherever the safe place is for you. And doing something for you, God is saying, like the specific act of doing something that's pleasurable, I'm hearing, at home, basically, or in a safe environment where it's really just for you. So it should feel something like, I could be doing something better with my time, but I want to be doing this instead because it's for me, and I'd just rather be doing this, even though other things might not get done, cooking, cleaning, chores, grocery shopping, these sorts of things might not get done, but your inner world is getting done, right? So it's like this cocooning phase. You're also healing like repeated cycles of loss is what I'm hearing as well. So, and the energies that came in to create loss is also being healed and removed out of it. And stagnation, create a stagnation in your life, is also cleansing from your life. So this rest and like sheltering maybe from being around other energy. And I also feel guided to say, if you're going to avoid taking this time, because I do feel like this is actually really important for your spiritual growth, that God would like, you would get sick or something like that, where you're forced to stay in bed and get the rest, because you need that time to get centered and balanced and get this energy back and foundation rooted back in you, right? Safely at home. So do ensure that your pleasure is put first this month, basically, and whatever makes you feel pleasurable and safe and like plentiful, if you can see the gratitude in what you do have, and a nice, calm, peaceful home possibly, or environment, and maybe a nice backyard you have, and it's like you can hear the birds chirping, and there's no, the outside world is shut off when you're here. like this is very important for you to be seeing and acknowledging and reminding yourself of these pleasurable things in life that you actually have already created for yourself as well. And to come back to that is feeling like it's really important. And it could be for this reset energy as well, that it is valuable to get back to your own core roots, your own core value system, because you're launching off again. This is because you're ready to expand, right? And you're having a new cycle starting where you are coming out, stepping into your power, confident and brave. We do have the Page of Wands here as well, which is speaking of that this energy is coming up out of you. It says enthusiastic, optimistic, creative, impatient, exciting new opportunities, allow your creativity to soar, do things that fuel your passions, finish what you start. So this is all part of the energy that you can finish up things that need to be finished up, put your energy into your passion, and remind yourself what makes you passionate and feeling good as well, what fuels you, as well. And I think you need a quiet, safe space to recalibrate and get this understanding, because this energy is coming in, right? And it's like, how are you going to use this energy that's coming in, and where are you going to project that energy? What are you projecting that energy towards? And if you don't take this opportunity to get stable and back centered before you go out there again in the world, you might be shooting in the wrong direction, basically, right? And not making putting more thought and time into certain things that need your attention at the foundation of you in your life first and foremost, before anything outside of that. We also have Vesta, the goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. So this is you, right? And the feminine pullback that's happening here, and self-care, these sorts of things. And putting your spirituality first. It could also be connected with your own guidance system, and connecting into your intuitive soul's calling. We do have a lot of that North Node energy coming in now, and we're being in a process right now, being removed from a karmic cycle and freeing ourselves from karmic cycles to starting a new life cycle now as leaders and sovereign and free, right? So going through the in-between stage now, it's a new cycle where you're using your spirituality and having your spiritually evolved soul as well. So to get that centered and the connection back to source strong again, and hearing your own inner guidance more clearly, because it's quiet, right? So this is all, I think, very important to take the time and to follow your soul's calling, where it's calling you to go next. Okay, we have Dream Thief, refusal of the call. Wow, so that's, I think, what this is, and it's 13, which is another 4 again. So this is what we're avoiding here, and being taken off path here by outside influences. And these could be the external things that are energy vampires, or time sucks, or these are the outside world that I feel like you have to shut off, because they're keeping you back from your dreams and following your dreams. And there's an opening now coming here for you to answer this call, this opportunity that your soul is pulling you towards as well. And you don't want to miss this opportunity. It does feel very important, and that's why I feel guided to say, if you're not, don't stress out. I don't want to be putting pressure on you. This is pretty easy to do. It's about making sure the outside world isn't influencing any of your choices or decisions, or you're not responsible for them. You're not responsible for this. You're not responsible for that. And you could be taking on way too many responsibilities, or the load of things that actually could be just energy vampires ultimately as well. And you're holding yourself back, you're holding your family back because you're taking them into consideration, or how your decisions for that's best for you and your home and your family might affect these other people or outside influences. Could be a job, for example, as well. But things that are temporary, and they could be asking and demanding a lot of you, but you have to like set a boundary and say, I don't live my life to please you, or I don't work here so that you can do all that serves you best, and I'm suffering and sacrificing. Then that's not a balanced exchange of why you have that employment, right? So all these arenas, so you'll know what they are here, that it's important to remove, to answer your own soul's calling, your own sovereign power, not be pushed around, bossed around, guilted, whatever these thieves are, because this could be something very manipulative that has taken you off path before. And these things also, like, they even know before we know that you're getting an opportunity to upgrade here, and they come in to create chaos and havoc so that you don't upgrade ultimately as well here. And this can happen in spiritual awakening. And so then we get another cycles, another October to, another Libra season to figure this out and move through it. And this is us on the spiral of our evolution. So this time you want to say yes to the call. This is your soul's calling. This is a big spiritual evolution as well. This seems like a big change in your life is coming, and because it's for the new you and the new sovereign and free you. So there could also be these energies that want to keep you a slave, keep you suppressed, keep you dependent on them, and keep siphoning your energy and such, time, whatever, as well, creating drama in your life, these sorts of things, all to take your power away from you. So it's also protecting yourself from that as well, so that you can ascend this month. We do have the void, so you are definitely moving in between the cycle, and do know that it's this month for you is not about taking action and leaping forward. We do have Saturn going direct, Pluto going direct, Jupiter going direct, and Mercury going direct this month. So we're coming out of a lot of retrograde energy as well. Might be important for you to be integrating all of this stuff as these planets start going direct and completing this evolution that they're going through, because you are going through the void. So again, you're going from one life to a new life that's coming your way. And then we also have Follow Your Dreams, Moon in Pisces, number 24, Wonder. And so it's again your sleeping, dream time, rest time, getting balance as well, opening yourself up to seeing new opportunities, new ways that you can take this. There's a new and renewed divine masculine Christ power coming out of you, whether you're male or female, that's going to be able to take action. And this is more of a balanced masculine and feminine unified field, I feel, as well for you. But the masculine's going to be taking that action after this month. This is an alignment of the feminine to get the clear direction for the masculine to be knowing what to do, basically, here. And so this is all coming together quite quickly. It's about getting that direction through this feminine healing, self-care, rest. That's most important this month. And don't follow other people's advice or listen to your people at work, your friends, your family. These are these thieves, I feel like, that even your own immediate family and children and things like that, you could find that you have to set boundaries with your time in the day, and certain things they can do themselves, your family members, or delegating things, or not getting caught up in things with family members, and taking it to a level where you might have taken in the past. It's more about nipping things in the bud, finding a solution right away, and siphoning something that could be taking your energy ultimately as well, and finding solutions. And I do feel like you've got this is within, you have this within yourself. So this is about seeing this within yourself and practicing this within yourself as well. And through that, just like a muscle, you're training yourself. You're definitely, what I'm seeing is, this is a deep original timeline of serving a dominant masculine that you're clearing the seed point of. So you are getting your own freedom, and from doing that, and from being a slave ultimately to a dominant force. So that's why I feel like this energy, these people can be dominant and aggressive and guilting and making you feel like you have to do something because they said so, when it's like, or they're the boss or whatever, you let them be the boss, if rule the relationship or what, take advantage of you, that you're healing of that, you're coming into your power, and you're like overpowering them, right? So it might, through this process, also might take your power back to begin with here, and like, how can I turn this around for myself? So I'm not giving my power away, putting myself in a position, and also letting that person know with boundaries that they're overstepping. But God is pulling me right back. You're clearing the seed point of this. So you're going to primordial. Once this is cleared, this is the Piscean age, let's put it that way. This is bigger than a 26,000 year cycle for you of being in cahoots with this one slave entity that's been repeatedly, that you're finally breaking free of. Okay, so this is getting you back to your original divine blueprint, sovereign being. And like the final test, I feel, but more about you're not facing this stuff head on. You're actually like pulling away from them so they can't attach and drain and take. And you're also not engaging. You're being calm and centered. So there's no, siphoning of energy, because you're not overreacting, having that extra energy that they're coming in to take, right? So avoiding getting triggered ultimately, because they're triggered to attach and take your power on purpose through a dominant force. That's also like, to end that cycle requires us to also not react, right? We have to break the patterns on both ends. So this is you not reacting as well. And it's a new you, like you're going to be the feminine within you is being you're going through a tutoring. God is saying, like, you're being taught this month how to be a sovereign feminine and intuitive, and collect the information to support the masculine, stand in his power, and get that harmonic balance within as well. So beautiful alignment that you're going through this month. And the last card we have is Rose Gold Cosmic Pool number 20, and it says, bathe in the cosmic love, soak up wisdom. And wisdom is the Shekinah template, the Holy Spirit, truth, and having that knowledge as well. And like love and truth, there's not, these are high vibrational energies, and they're above this frequency. So when you rise up into that dimensional realm, which is happening for you here, you're in oneness. These animals could be predators with each other, right? But they're not attacking each other. They're a community here. They've evolved, and it says it even in the Bible, right? That aggressive animals won't be, they're going to be able to sit together and be together and not attack each other. They've evolved out of that template. So this is also you evolving into that oneness template as well, and a unified field of love and knowledge and being wise. And that's calling you, your soul. This is who you are as a soul. This is your opportunity to answer this call and evolve and rise up into that frequency and dimensional realm. This is New Earth. This is 5D and beyond. And this is what's here for you to accept this month, and ultimately go through the void of leaving this dominant slave and entity behind for good. And this energy was it was selfish, and obviously like the narcissistic template, but it was self-serving and self-sabotaging and just taking what it can, manipulating to get its way, and taking what it can that pleased them, and just kept doing that over and over and over. And it created these cyclical patterns, ancestral patterns, genetic patterns that you've cleared this month, as getting to the completion of moving away from that for good. And coming out the other side into this unified field. This is number 1, the void dark moon as well. So, and she's sleeping in that card as well. So definitely integration and upgrades, crystal body, light body upgrades, activations, DNA upgrades, consciousness clearing, heart healing. All this stuff is happening while you're resting, sleeping. So do take that time as well, because you are healing and regenerating. I'm also seeing like masculines that would trap you. You're freeing yourself of that karmic wounds is what I'm hearing. So you would maybe start a relationship with somebody, a masculine, but it could be a feminine body, but this is coming from a masculine channel, that they might lure you in, and then once you're in, you're trapped in like their web, and you can't pull yourself out of it. And these are parts of the veils of illusion. That's also clearing, like it's the illusions of these entrapments, these lies, these things that spelled you into thinking a certain way about these people that was false narrative is what I'm hearing, but it kept you trapped in these karmic loops. You're also like purifying and leaving that this month as well, as you're going through the void, and then outputting oneness. So you're not going to be like with wisdom and truth now, you're not going to be deceived and trapped into these situations either. These are like multiple people, but the same core entities that would do this. It's truly like these two entities, distorted masculine entities, and they would trigger your emotional body. This is why possibly the feminine alchemy and balance is important for you, because when the feminine is healed, you're not going to be manipulated and used because you have core trauma, emotional wounds that they're seeing and attaching to, and then like it's a predator. These are predators that know exactly how to manipulate somebody that's wounded in the emotional body, and how to take advantage of that person and use those person's wounds, an unhealed version of themselves, to control that person. You found that person, though. God is saying you found that core wound this month. You possibly have already found it. It's more by this month's beginning. It's really about like transmuting that, being in the void of going in between that to your new self here that's coming. So protect. I'm mentioning these more specific detailed entities because I'm seeing them, and then you can protect yourself from them and reflect on these kind of scenarios in your life and how different people have played these roles in your life to be this thief. And you could also have things attacking you while you're sleeping as well. That's also healing. So if you find that happens, that will also be, this is why it's important to be at home. God is saying, like, the bedroom's being cleared, your environment's being cleared, and you being there and feeling like is important. Like your energy, that's why I feel like your gratitude, finding peace. If it's not a calm sanctuary right now, possibly you want to clean the sheets, dust things, donate things, open the windows, and clear out the energy. Put some music on, put some something on, hit a drum, clean out the energy, and like purify, incense, whatever these things are that you use to clean the energy in your environment, and then like charge your home up with love and healing and protection, as biblical. I'm hearing right now. Just hang on here. So God is, like, you're following biblical prophecy and you're getting the new version of you, and God is like getting it intact and like really sealed this month inside of you. So you are completing prophecy. You're doing amazing. This is all perfect. So it's like you're creating that nest. You're creating that home environment. So whatever does feel like the energy doesn't feel good here, I don't feel comfortable at home, this room doesn't feel good, there seems to be some stagnancy in this corner, this plant is bothering me. like do listen to all of that and reorganize, redecorate, move furniture around, doing anything like that, getting a better chi flow through the house where energy can move without being trapped by a couch over here, these sorts of things. And so you can bring harmony and balance, and cleansing to your environment. I also feel is part of what's going on here as well. So if you have brought this energy back home, or possibly these people have been in your house, that you're cleansing this entire, and these entities from the inside out in all ways in your life here. And it is important to focus on the home sector and the financial sector, God is saying as well. So it might be something connected with your the bill payments and structure around that, and where money is being drained out of you, where you can maybe make some changes and like cancel certain subscriptions. You realize you don't need all these extra channels that you're paying for. You don't watch that. Don't, these sorts of things, where little details God is saying here as well, that you can pull back your power through by just making little edits and structure in your life and environment as well. So this is the time to do that. You will be moving forward with a lot of energy and direction, and things will be again moving very soon after this month. So if it's hard for you to be in this state of being, you like activity and movement, just know this is a temporary time, but it is extremely sacred and important, and you're preparing a place to birth for yourself. So your home, which is your home, right? To birth the new you. So you want to make sure that you've created the best birthing place for you as well, that's safe, protected, that you can rest and recover even after the birthing process is complete, right? And not have stress and worry and responsibilities and temptation is what I'm hearing as well, that are taking you away from this rebirth process that you're going through and achieving as well. So thank you so very much. God bless you. God bless your month, and may God protect you in all ways. Your home, God cleanse out your property, your possessions, your belonging, your vehicle, your work environment, your family. Amen, amen, amen. Your finances. Amen, amen. And your health and well-being. All just transmuted by the light. Yes. Yes. Good. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. Amen. God bless you. Thank you. Welcome. This is for card number 2. Thank you so very much for joining me here. As I'm starting your reading, the sun is coming out. It's been really stormy the past few hours. Now there's blue sky, and it looks like we're going to have a nice evening here and a nice sunset after a day of wind and rain. So this might be part of what you're experiencing as well this month. We do have boundaries for your ascension growth here. So this is, and you're really leveling up. This could be like the Jacob's ladder energy as well, which is the Kundalini awakening and your spinal column, the chakra system, the light body upgrades as well. There's also a purification of like idolatry and worshiping other gods, like for example Buddhism, Buddhist statues, or statues of other gods. This could be also what you're cleansing out of your own environment this month as well, because you're choosing God. Like there's only one, even though I'm hearing idolatry, like other religions, there's like a God of prosperity, a God of health, you pray to these different gods for different reasons, but God calls that idolatry, and like God is your provider of all things. And generationally, idolatry is continued on, and this is the curse of Deuteronomy that we've been clearing as well, and getting to the sea point understanding to not be doing that as well, and putting other things before the Most High God, your Father, your Creator. So as this is again separation, and so as this completion of the separation is cleared out of you and neutralized, is what I'm hearing more specifically, you're understanding your relationship with God, and it's like you can go back home. I feel like you are going up to God. You're leveling up, like He's opening the bridal chamber to you here. He's saying, my child, my son, my daughter, come back home to your Father now. Come back home to your Father now. I will accept you into my kingdom. I'll accept you back into my home. You've shown me that you do put me first as your Father, as your provider, as your caretaker. You're not going to other people for that any longer. And because you've learned these lessons and stopped rejecting me, we can proceed forward with our relationship, and I can welcome you back into my life, is basically what I'm seeing is happening here. So we do have Gemini and Leo. 2 cards came out for you with this particular deck. It says with the Gemini, this energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, and informative. Stimulating exchange is possible. This could be your connection with the Most High God as well. Like returning back to wholeness, becoming one here, connecting again, and being the same. Like you two are the same vibrational match. You're evolving into a crystalline being back into a crystalline being through this process of ascension as well. So this could be another energy that's lighting you up this month. We do have Leo. The energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, passionate. It focuses on the importance of self-belief. And then we have a second Leo card here as well with eclipse in Leo, but this is a different deck. And it says, shine brightly like the star you are, and compassion as well. And you can see there's the chakra system. So like these light body upgrades, I'm feeling like you're ready to evolve through this month here and get your crown on and be more of a Lion of Judah template as well, and a sovereign child of Israel ultimately as well, who is anointed by God and who holds the power because God's chosen you. You've evolved. You are now anointed with the Spirit, with the authority, with truth, with justice, right? And this is coming for all of his children that have chosen him and chosen to reunite with him and serve him and receive our anointment. So I'm feeling like this is really coming together for you. You might find this in the masculine component of yourself, especially, is getting this full completion and mastery as well. And it could be connected with the way you communicate, and then triggers that would what am I trying to say? The distorted masculine would have triggered the wounded masculine in you, that you've achieved healing over that as well. So you're sovereign divine masculine Christ. You're not doing destructive things because you're triggered any longer either. Abrasive is the word I'm hearing as well. We have cosmic connection. I do, and like this person's meditating too. I do just like soul star, stellar gateway, like right back up to source. And you're also like growing and evolving. And this card too, magnetism. It's like this energy is just blast off, especially with God, with spirit, with your ascension. And it's like, I do feel like you've birthed, like out of the cosmic womb here, you're birthing the new you. And like you're a cosmic light being through this, and this birthing could be happening. It does look like you're getting a big spinal sweep with these 3 cards, like the anointment again, like the energy is coming up and out of you and going directly back to source. So your light, this is all talking about your chakra system, right? And like the whole biblical ascension process, you're returning back home to God, and this through your spinal column, right? And so it's through this process that I feel like this energy is coming up and out your crown this month. So you might feel like a big activation is also happening, but it's like your reunion with God. It's like you two are reconnecting again here. So that C point of connection, the light column, whatever blocks were in there that was preventing you having direct connection, direct access, direct communication with spirit, with the Most High, is all cleared up this month for you. And it's now you're supported, you're back home to who you really are. This is your original divine blueprint, God is saying as well. We do have the 10 of Pentacles here, and this even looks like the light, the chakra column right up to this, and the chakra column, light column is lined up like there's, and the crystalline, it's just lined right up. For you to get this success here. And it says financial security for yourself and family, inheritance or retirement, peace and contentment in life, honoring family traditions, pride in the family tree, and passing on knowledge. So this is your soul family, your reunion with God, reunion with your covenant family, tribe of Judah, family tree, like the Israelite family tree as well. Covenant family, you're coming back home, and God is entering your flesh is what I'm hearing as well. God in the flesh. We have cosmic diamond, so you're definitely got this crystalline energy, spread hope and joy, illuminate the world. Like you're with this new version of you that's holding the anointed bloodline frequency here of Judah and the scepter and God. This is all in you now. And through this awakening that you've achieved this month, like the oneness of God in heaven is within you as well. And it's just going to continue expanding inside your body to become more crystalline. Step deeper into the 12 strands of DNA, become that superhuman, and be a new earth leader. And God is saying, not a follower. He's you're a leader, right? You're a leader of the way of Christ consciousness. And this new age of Aquarius, God is saying specifically. So God is anointing your chakra system this month. You're going to have a new way of being. And this is your completion to these retrogrades, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, Mercury retrogrades as well. And the healed masculine, all of the healing you've done, especially of the masculine and your bloodline. Because you come at some point in your bloodline and DNA inherited, you have the anointed DNA in you. So this is been activated and lit, and you've been bringing that DNA to the forefront and clearing out all the DNA that's not that, and da 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 da, da through this process. So it's like that's come to a completion here for you as well, and your new leadership role is coming out now. Okay, you're gonna have direction and how you can serve as an illuminated, cosmic, crystalline Leo lion leader, passionate, thriving, confident, strong energy as well. And you're just really strong. This is what's birthing. I keep seeing her as pregnant, and this card is the womb, and like this is a birthing energy position as well. Like I'm hearing light body upgrades too. Sovereignty, Queen of the Moon, number 41. So you're definitely like breaking free of the remaining blocks that prevented you from being sovereign and free, and a sovereign child of the Most High, sovereign child of Israel here. So again, it's completing idolatry, completing the curse of Deuteronomy, freeing your family that chose worshiping and causes the curse of Deuteronomy. Basically, God got upset, got a curse put on your family that you incarnated into here. You've freed your family, you've freed your genetics, you've cleared their karma, you've cleared that sin. You've cleared it off yourself as well through understanding. You could have really been put into a family where they had, like you have Gnostic wisdom now, and you could have been raised in a family that did have quite a bit of a different religions, different rituals, different belief systems, paganism, these sorts of things, where it's like you've freed yourself of that on your, like you could have been put in more of a difficult dynamic with that particular issue of idolatry specifically, to clear it specifically. But this month, in this particular reading, this is the big energy that's you're breaking free of. You broke free of that curse. So the curse is being removed from yourself as well. You're no longer a slave to Pharaoh, right? Ultimately here as well. And now you can shine bright and be like, these are the energies coming through in the weekly readings as we end September and move into October as well. It's like time to shine bright and be this illuminated starseed being as well. And that's what's here for you, and that sovereign being. So we have proceeding softly. My inner power grows in moments of quietude. And then the wall, obstacles. So this is what you're breaking through these obstacles. So I'm feeling like what this is actually more of God breaking free of these obstacles towards you, because God's gets this idolatry stuff is like so hurtful on God, that we've been healing that quite a bit for years as well as we do all these extended readings. We often will heal God, Jesus Christ, Judah, the crucifixion template, and all of this hurt, this past hurt basically of rejection and fallen angels and like your own children like flipping and turning their back on you and doing, and all of that betrayal has to be cleared in heaven and on earth. And part of this month here is I'm feeling like you're proven to God everything you need to do, is God needs to accept and receive this as well and process this information is what I'm hearing, and clear whatever is preventing God and these are illusions as well. And I'm going to light your ring. So the Almighty is what I'm hearing, is rectifying these illusions within himself as well, and getting his own confidence and worth restored from this trauma from the past as well. And so cycles of loss are ending, and then like you damaging like you damaging your relationship, you or your ancestors, let's say, not just you, but as a template, damaging the relationship with God, and then God damaging the relationship with you. This big division template that we've cleared as well. We've been completely divided from our Creator and separated, right? On both ends. It's not just us from Him, it's Him from us. And so this has all been a process. Rejection and loss is what I'm hearing that we've had to clear. So this, God is accepting you with open arms. You're going up, you've proven yourself, and this reciprocation this is where this teamwork is coming into play here, and breakthroughs are coming in to take down these walls and receive this reunion back together. So the last card we have is Sagittarius, the Voyager. Enthusiastic, philosophical, independent, generous, ethical, seeking, happy-go-lucky, adventurous, honest, bareback, unbridled, experimental, lucky, boundless, traveling, risk-taking, tactless, and self-righteous. But what I do feel like that is clearing, taking the leaps of faith, taking the action to continue making these changes, and the growth cycle, the reunion cycle, and meeting in the middle ultimately as well, and letting all of this God come down through your stellar gateway, soul star, crown, and out your root chakra and into the earth as well, like this, so that the energy is reciprocated up and down through you. You're a conduit between heaven and earth, and the energy is free flowing. So where I'm seeing like there was a block there that is, and it's because of your ancestors. I'm seeing here as well, like your passed on loved ones. It's nothing you've done. So you've actually done an amazing job. You've fixed it all here, and you're ready for this next level of ascension. So more than anything, you're getting it all done this month. Congratulations. You're really stepping up into a powerful sovereign being. This is the gentle process here. And wise elder soul, I'm also hearing. So this is a big, beautiful energy for you to receive God as God's ready to come in, and which is this proceeding gently energy, and meet you in the middle and reciprocate it back. And so that you two are harmonious, have healthy communication, healthy energy exchange, stimulating exchange as possible. Like this clearing up the division, clearing up things that need to be communicated possibly as well. And so like continue moving forward on this as well. And especially like in a way that there's no like what the right steps are to be taking for your ascension and for your relationship with God, and to be making that your top priorities this month until this is done and complete, until the two of you have mended and healed and have this conversation together, so you can come to an agreement and move forward together as a team and harmonious, and just clear. This feels like the last of separation that needs to be rectified, and it does feel like through a communication of sorts, or an understanding, or a choice to take down the wall and let this marriage between the two of you ultimately here begin, this reunion, becoming one together. Continue moving forward. But I feel like you can't do that for God. Like all you can do is, God is going to do this with you this month, and that's why you're able to shine bright and be. So as soon as that entrapment energy is freed, whatever this obstacle is cleared this month. And it might be more around the full moon, that balance comes into place. It's you're going to be moving forward here as a leader. So I feel like you should feel like this energy within yourself already, and kind of like a completion of that, and more of this light body upgrade. So you should feel this big upgrade also happening, and to continue making it your top priority, and then also not letting family members or outside influences also pull you down and doing things you know you shouldn't be doing, because they're like sinning against God ultimately, just to please other people, or to keep traditions going. For example, like you've had to break traditions, you've had to break free, even like celebrating Easter, Christmas. These are all pagan holidays, right? Like stuff like this is like all idolatry. So, and there's spells and rituals that all, create more and more division, right? So it's like you might have to say no to participating in things that are holiday celebratory events, for example, because it's a sin against God, but your family and friends don't understand that, but your consciousness does. So, but you've already chosen this path for yourself. I'm not saying that's specifically what it is, but this is what I'm feeling as a guidance for you, is just to continue moving forward, doing what pleases God, and not going against that, because any kind of backtracking will like, this feels very delicate. And like you're right there, you're at the end 10, you're at the top of the ladder, like you're getting your crown on, you're getting this upgrade. Like it's God saying, yes, okay, come on, let's go. And then it's like you're off, completely upgraded, right? Completed this ascension for yourself. And it just feels like you're at the door, you're at the gate, you're right there. You're right there to getting into God's bridal chamber. You're right there to getting in, knocking on God's door here. And will you let me in, God? Will you let me into your home? Look what I've done. I'm trustworthy. I deserve to be in here. I know this. And like, let's get on the same page with this and move forward together. And that's where you're at with it. And so, yeah, even if it's you're communicating with God, with Spirit, elective is what I'm hearing, but on this level, or having this understanding and epiphanies within yourself over the month as well. God might be testing you, for example, and that you're gonna be just doing great though, because you're right at this powerful energy here. So this is what's going to come, this powerful leadership role and breakthrough for you. Very powerful, strong, independent, sovereign, stable, more wealth and abundance, and like physical support on the earth will be coming. God's kingdom, God's wealth, God's assets, God's home, God's land, God's marriage plans, God's family unit, like support. All of these things are coming into your life through this completion time. It's about like God trusting you to do the right thing with all of these things that he's going to be giving you, because in the past, when he's done this, it was then given away to the devil ultimately, or to the wrong people. And then God's like, well, I'm not going to keep giving if you guys are just going to keep wasting this stuff. So there's an end to that, a cutoff of that as well. But God, wants to reproduce and restore his kingdom here, heaven on earth. And this is biblical, this is happening, you're a big part of it here. So just, you're at that last stage here. So continue moving forward, letting God in and doing what pleases him the most here, and getting to this successful reunion back home together here. It's like you're going through a portal with this as well. And also there will be like a clearing off of you as well. Like it feels like a very crisp, clean, clear, accurate energy, and you can see things. Like your vision might literally become really clear all of a sudden. I'm feeling like certain abilities are going to come forward in this new template. Once you get into that new marriage template is what I'm hearing. Marriage of the Lamb, wedding of the Lamb is what I'm hearing. you're having this soul reunion. You're stepping into the Trinity through this process. Internal marriage, internal union with God, bridal chamber, all that good stuff here. So congratulations, you've done amazing. Here you're right at the end. It's all there for you. So keep going, break through these walls, break through these obstacles, and continue completing your ascension process this month. Thank you so very much for joining me. God bless you. Thank you for all you're doing. You're amazing. Take care. Be blessed. Bye. Welcome card number 3. Thank you so much for joining me here for your October 2021 reading, pick a card reading. So this, what I'm seeing is like you're really getting over being really hard on yourself, self-critical, self-judgmental, and putting too much like pressure on yourself. These are trauma wounds from childhood. So I possibly like perfectionism or not being good enough, not being heard, selfishness. Parents were selfish. You could never please them, or you couldn't get the love and affection and adoration, compliments from your family, because which created this, you doing that to yourself as an adult basically here. And that's showing up as this ego card. Conflicts with others caused by opposing opinions. Walk away from drama unless a situation is really worth your time. Then stand up for yourself. Very ambitious people. But this is like your, like the wounds. And this is what all these different mirrors are. It's like your perception. And I'm seeing the same energy with this card, blue flame as well. Like, this is a very fragmented energy, and it feels like, okay, well, I have to act more this way to get the love I should be getting. Oh no, I have to do this to now please them and get a compliment. I have to, and you've been fragmented and played maybe many different roles. And this could be something that you have done in relationships where you're ultimately sacrificing yourself to make people happy, or to avoid them getting mad at you or having conflicts. And this is conflicts with others, right? So it's like you're the peace person, you're the fixer, you're walking on eggshells, so that you're not disrupting such and such, right? And this could be something you do for your whole family, and this could be a bigger situation in the life that you've been clearing. So I do feel like this month you're completing this understanding and how you detach from your own self for other people because of this, and you're playing too many roles and it's not serving you any longer. And this is what you're coming to the completion of. We do have first house, what people see and impressions you give, and so this is what you're getting, that you're understanding within yourself as well. And it could be like personas that were projected onto you as well. Abandonment wounds from the heart is what I'm hearing specifically. And so you might have had to play as trauma comes in, and this is why people can become bipolar or have multiple personalities, because that point of trauma is the inception point where another coping mechanism, and so you have an alternative personality that'll come in, and it is kind of like an entity of sorts that'll come in and give a persona, and then you start becoming that persona that was basically injected into you through a moment of trauma, or repeated trauma. And it's a projection of other people, what they want to see from you, or grooming you also to be, is what I'm hearing the words, grooming to be. So you're getting to the end of that, and you're figuring out who you are here. This month we have Be Fearless as well, number 3, Angel of Assistance. There is definitely this is the opportunity for you to expand out of this here and completely get that wholeness within yourself. Merkaba, feel what God is saying. So I do feel like you're entering, like in the Merkaba, this is giving you the protection, shield of protection, the ascension vehicle that you're stepping into. And just like this crystal in this circle, now you're protected inside this circle. And that's what the Merkaba is doing for you. So that you can expand who you truly are. It's time for you to know who you truly are. To see this within yourself and then share that with the world. This is like you're completing, getting to the bottom of this. And people pleasing, I keep seeing father as well, and father could have been the nicer person and like the one caretaker that wasn't projecting onto you, but didn't give you the structure or the space that so that you could find yourself either. So this might be that might be a personal message. Like this, your father or the masculine, which could be the mother too, but this parent could have ignored this and not protected you to have a safe space. This is what you're getting now, okay? But in childhood, I feel like the other parent didn't also do that for you. So then it's like abandonment from both ends, because the one parent that was more creating this trauma, you would look maybe to the other parent to get help and wouldn't get that help either. So it's like, then you're just in the middle of the whole thing here, and you also might not be believed, and well, I don't see these things, so they're not true, like that sort of thing here, these projections. And that's how they've chosen to also view this reality, where you're the one experiencing it and you have your own view of reality as yourself as well. So and like God is stopping these energies from having like a connection to you now as well. And this is what this Merkaba field is doing. So you're also going to get more direction of where to focus your energy as well, because I'm feeling like even if these dynamics as an adult and stuff aren't fully exasperated to that level, and you've maybe recovered and healed a lot of these issues with family and stuff as well, but there's still things from the past that's pulling your energy backwards in the wrong direction, when God is now flipping that forward here, for you to go as a singular. He's saying, like, so without you as who you really are now, okay, not who you were raised to be, and you're going to move forward with that now, okay. And so we have sky dancer, surrender, so this could be part of what needs to be let go. We have 2 Virgo energies coming in here as well. This says Moon in Virgo 18, contentment, the chance to be with health and vitality leads to satisfaction. And like this is a load you've been really carrying, like this is a burden, this has been a lot of work, and you're now like past the most difficult, and that these burdens can't come forward with you. You're on another side. There's like a wall between you and this past you've been dealing with here as well. And that might be part of the full moon specifically, which is on the 20th. It's the full moon in Aries, and that might be part of, like, you're getting a heart healing, you're getting understanding of yourself, because your emotions are healing, and it's like you looking in the mirror here instead of this fragmented energy where there's all these different personas and personalities, and what should I be doing, who am I, am I that person, am I that person, and all these things you could have created as to cope with life and please people without getting yelled at or in trouble or getting more trauma inflicted on you. This is how you had to survive, right? So now it's like you're clearing all that. You've got you in the mirror, who you really are, that's left here this month for you to thrive and prosper, God is saying here. So you're really at the end of this whole thing. And it could not have been with parents per se. I'm just using these as examples as I'm seeing the energy. I'm explaining in the way I'm being shown that, but do put this in a context that does make sense for you. Like stop living your life for other people. But basically here, it's time to stop doing that. Grow. You've grown and evolved out of that. God is saying, like, you're just completely outgrown that. You're there's nothing more to do there. You're like wasting energy now at this point, God is saying as well. If you keep going backwards into that energy and putting your focus in that old way, it's like for nothing, God is saying. So there's no point. You don't need to. The healing's done. Is this month you can move on. Okay, and you're protected. God is protecting you to do so, and surrender and let go and have this evolution. Get your wings out, become the butterfly this month, especially in this concept of knowing who you really are. And Virgo, the alchemist, methodical, aligned, ritualistic, effective, insightful, healthy, dutiful, discerning, subtle, pure, refined, accurate, solitary, critical, nervous, and perfectionist. And so you don't have to be perfect for people anymore. Okay, you can be imperfect. It's totally okay to not be. These people, there's no perfect for them. They're never going to be happy. You can't please these people, and so no matter how perfect you try and be, it's now time to let that go and surrender that over. And we do have worm moon faith here, more full moon energy with this birthing that's happening. So this is a part of your rebirth that you're going through. We did have 2 unicorn cards coming in for you. The emerald, cosmic emerald, that is the tribe of Judah. That's my Jesus Christ frequency. And the emerald heart gateway, it's the 1221, December 21st gateway. And our rapturing of the heart, getting our new hearts. Okay, and we also have this beautiful heart on fire, opening to love. So there's a lot of healing here, and the heart healing, and you're being carried off. It says my heart is open, so God is ultimately healing you emotionally. This is a big freedom for you, so that you can open up and love yourself, be who you really are, and have a healed heart, because all these things I feel like ultimately you're doing to be loved and accepted by people and get some sort of feedback of that as well, which I don't think you got the acknowledgement either. So it was like keeping you perpetually attaining something that wasn't going to be healed from these particular people, right? So you heal that core wound within yourself. Your power is restoring. You're getting more confident and in yourself. This month is gonna really help you figure out who you are and own it. Love yourself and build, open up this love that you have for yourself. You're perfect just the way you are. Sort of energy could be doing self-love work and healing through specific self-love techniques, which is very important, especially when we're healing from narcissism and we've been stuck in a codependent role. The self-love is a real big key component, and like you have to just mother and love and parent yourself and love self-love and give yourself what mom and dad never gave you, or other people. This could be just a general cycle in life, is where, you know, your nervousness, you're always trying to please others and be perfect and do things the right way. You could be very self-critical, very judgmental, put a lot of pressure on yourself to be perfect in everything you do here, and that's just not normal, and that's just not you, and you don't have to carry that Virgo trait either. You can let yourself free of that burden to carry any longer. It's not yours to carry anymore. You don't have to be perfect at anything. You just have to be you and be free and be loving and be heart opened and kind and just be love. This is what I'm seeing. This is the new you that's coming out. It's just love. Like all that love you always wanted and couldn't attain. It's like you're going to find a way to just be that with yourself and just embody that. And then other people are going to get that from you because you have that self-love template healed within yourself, and it's coming through you now, and it feels very blissful and heart opened and reciprocal from other people. And I also feel like people would never take advantage of this, and it's not a love that would attract narcissists either. There's a boundary about it, because it's like you've accomplished this solidification, this Merkaba, this unification in your own heart, and it can't be separated again. So God is revealing that seed point of separation within yourself and with Creator, is what God is saying right now to you here. It's going to give you so much freedom to just be, because you're very loving. That's the thing. It's like this whole thing is like, I think you've been putting so much energy and time into trying to get that from external sources when you have so much of that resource within your own self. And you're seeing that within your own self this month too here. And you can accept that and just love on yourself. And that's what you're birthing as well. And it's just a totally new version of you. I do feel like you're going to just attract healthy people that won't take advantage of this at all here. And they're going to see the good in you, and you're going to bring out the good in them. And I just feel like you're attracting good people at this point. So whatever this shift is, this rebirth, your environment is going to be very different, and people are going to acknowledge you as a loving, caring, giving person. But there's nothing to take from you, because you're already giving. Your overflow is so, I don't know how to put it into words exactly, and I hope this makes sense somehow, some way for you, but it's like, I don't know why nothing would ever come in and the seed point is gone. It's truly gone to have this damaged in you ever again, or taken advantage of, or manipulated, or have to change this. I'm hearing it self-reciprocated love, like just oneness with yourself, one with spirit, oneness with love. This is stepping into unconditional love and enlightenment, I would say, basically. And you're really passing this love test in general, and enlightenment with love, because that's a big part of oneness, is unconditional love, and not be judgmental and controlling and dominant and creating rules, or else you don't get that love, right? So you've completely freed yourself of this. You're raptured of it here, and this is the new paradigm of unity and oneness and new earth that you're exuding through your heart space here, in this completeness within yourself. And It's very magnetizing, it's in a beautiful way. I feel like you heal children. I feel like you especially are going to be attracting children and like teenagers and young adults that are ready to witness this evolution in love and unity and oneness as well. And they're able to like identify it in maybe a way that people that are an older generation, because of possibly trauma or because the vibration was in such a state 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, that those people that incarnated at that time and beyond weren't able to step into a unified field with this love that you already have, where people I feel in like 25, 20, 15, 10 down to the younger is like they can just relate with it better. They can accept it and they can just, oh, okay, yeah, that she is just all love. That's just amazing. Like, and they can unify with it without, how did she get to this level? Where I think like older generations, it's like more, it's not as easy to comprehend and grasp basically either. So that might be a factor in the new relationships you're attracting, or possibly mission work where you will be sharing and expressing this with maybe you are in your 20s as well, like with a younger age group as well, specifically here, like the newer children, the crystal children, newer star seeds, all this good stuff that's part of New Earth. That group also needs mentor leaders here, to help them get into this new state of being here, where their parents might not be at that level of love that you have, but they are able to tap right into it and unify with that within themselves, with you as well. So it's much more accessible is what I'm hearing God say. Okay, so the last cards we have here is Ascension Flames, merging with the light, ignite keys and codes. So yeah, the key codes, a God code, it's all moving forward here. This is your ascension and this heart healing. And it says with this card, create perfect health and access divine abundance. So heart opened is what I'm hearing. I just feel like you are attracting naturally. Feels very feminine, very womby, very cosmic, very blissful, very alchemical, very creative, very nectary. It's got that Holy Spirit creation, feminine power to it, but it's in such a empressy way that you're not trying hard to do anything or putting like this old version of you was work and doing and am I doing it right, and where this new energy is like you're free, you're flowing, you're blissful, you're exuding this frequency, and your environment is peaceful and calm because this is like an aura and the Merkaba field around you. So you're changing and shifting your environment to match your vibration and frequency wherever you go moving forward here. And you're this new light being as well. And it's a crystal key codes. Like you're holding these new earth codes. Like this is a huge assignment is what I'm hearing as well. Like you're a code activator, these key code activators. And these activation codes can be also continually birthing through you as well. Cosmic field, Blu-ray star seed, God just said as well. This might be a component that's going to be coming more forward. And I do feel it like a very, how do I say, like an evolved soul. Like your cosmic, wise, ancient soul who doesn't have that ego or duality, and your more of your natural state of being is this 5D and beyond embodiment here of creation and alchemy and pleasure and fun, and not the 3D ego, stress, worry, and mirroring and pleasing and being a slave and all this stuff. You're really going back into your evolved being, really, and this cosmic being template that doesn't hold that ego or the draconian DNA and these dumbing down of the human race primordial stuff. Like, you're back into the plasmic light being here of being an alchemist, a master creator here, and fearless, pleasure and androgynous even as well, more of a unified field, and embodiment of light as well, and a healer. Like, it's just super high vibrational and evolved soul that you are here, and you're like, what's not that is transmuting. It will be transmuting over time as you continue progressing forward here. This is just the beginning, and what it's like, you're going into the Merkaba field this month, and cosmic ascension, God just said. So I think the most, because this is going to continue past this month here, but the most important part of, so what I'm saying about you being in that unified field of oneness and overflow and bliss and creation and that might not be something that you are fully embodying in the next few months. But you're, every day, every movement forward, you are embodying that more and more and more and more, and it's just going to continue until it's done and complete, and you're fully evolved here and blossomed. But this month is more about your finishing up that division template and all these specific things that you've experienced in this lifetime up until now, to people please, that you're overcoming that this month. And so this is a big alignment and healing that and heart expansion that's here for you this month. And it's like this is a destined process, and it's like God's coming in and saying, okay, I'm taking you in this Merkaba, and we're going to go through this process now of rebirth into this cosmic heart open being here, and the old version of you is completely over. So it's just such a final ending, but through this month, this process, it's important that you eliminate, you surrender, you let go of all of these other things that are false, and stop looking back and stop putting your energy backwards on the wrong people and this old assignment and old version of you. And that's a big, because God is stopping you from that. You're in a Merkaba now. You don't have to do that any longer, but I feel like you also have to consciously come to this awareness in place, and this, like, back to ground zero. So it's like it's a process of elimination of falsehoods that you're going through this month till you get to the real, to this person, to you. And then from that state, you're going to be expanding here. But you're totally safe to make all these changes, set boundaries, and stop doing, if you are still in a position where you feel like you're still having to be perfect, or hard, even within your own internal dialogue, and practice not being perfect, practice not making people happy, and not putting in the extra to do that, and putting what makes you happy first, and being honest, not adjusting to please others, and also make sure that like there's a lot of light body upgrades coming in, a lot of downloads coming in this month as well. So even though you are automatically getting this protection and opportunity, I also feel like it's important that you do set boundaries if needed this month, to put yourself first here. And so you might specifically get somebody being like, how dare you, and having this template like challenged for you to say that I understand that's going to make you happy, but that's not what's best for me. So the answer is no. And I can't be doing that right now. I can't be helping you, or whatever this might be. These sorts of things, but maybe not. But this is, you're totally, if you have to do all of that sort of stuff, you're so safe to do that. You're protected to do that. And God wants that for you as well here. And to put a barrier up between carrying that load, and it just might require you saying no and physically having to take the action steps at some point this month to cut things off and stop doing certain things as well, and putting a barrier between you and these things, you and these people, you and these environments, or the pressures that you put on yourself or others put on you as well, and to stop that for yourself, protect yourself from these situations as well. So you will know individually. So yeah, this is all the information coming through for you this month. Thank you so very much for joining me. Number 3, God bless you. Have a blessed month. Take care. Thank you so very much for joining me. This is for those of you that picked number 4. And as I was laying out the cards, I was hearing it's okay for you to be different. And you're a new earth leader. And I'm feeling like you're looking at other people and how they do things, and maybe putting that on yourself, but it's not you, right? So it's like maybe trending things, social media trending things. If you want to have a lot of followers for whatever you're doing as a leader, or for a career or mission, or what this might be, then to get these followers you have to produce such and such content on these platforms. But doing that sort of content isn't really you, it's not resonating with you, these sorts of things, but you feel like you have to do that because this is what's popular. Okay, so that's like what God is saying to not do. Like you're to find the new, you're the new, and you're gonna find the new way. And these platforms and trends and such always change, and it would be, and God is saying like to stop repeating these patterns where they're not a long-term success. They're a short-term success, but they're not they won't last the long term past these trends and continue thriving. So this is an opportunity for you to create something foundationally substantial, something different, something new, but it's you, it's who you really are, and it's what you're really here to do. And just do that. And even if it's not the cool thing to do, basically, or what you think is going to bring more people to your page, website, whatever. So definitely follow your own guidance system with that. We do have community, and it does feel like there's a lot of, I keep seeing this star system up there with this, however, so it does seem like there's a shift. And I do think like a change in possibly trends, social community, and just the social community network as well. There's like something's coming in to purify these systems. It could be connected to freedom of speech, for example. It does feel like there's some karma coming in for certain platforms basically here, and these platforms and digital content, and like software is getting software programs and apps and these sorts of things are like something's going to purify. So if there is something impure or false in in these social media platforms, that it's going to get cleansed. It's like a tower moment. This is suppression. This is like a much bigger thing, though. This is like again, it's like the Matrix ultimately here. This isn't just this app, this timeline. It's like this is the seed point problem of the system. The system itself is breaking, and you're like a pioneer, God is saying, and you're part of creating the new system. And we have eclipse in Sagittarius growth, success after a setback, number 33, integrity, and then conscious words as well. And it could also be affected to your own social media and cleaning it up, possibly redoing your description, your bio, your removing posts, stuff that you've maybe said or posted in the past but isn't your belief system any longer, stuff from a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you're doing a social media cleanup of your profiles or video content or whatever these things are, because you're realizing that these things aren't part, that's the old version of you or the old system. That's not, and you don't want to be carrying that energy forward with you. Okay, and you're getting to the steep point of this, so you're actually breaking free of whatever's been suppressing you on this level and keeping you trapped, because you've outgrown this here, and it's like you're paving a new way. This is you're what's the word? It's like you're a conscious leader. You lead with your heart, and you're a leader of love. Like, this is new earth completely, right? And so you could have a community already, or want to be building a community as well. And so this is a refinement of you that's clearing out whatever's been the setback that needs to go, so that you can have success and grow forward. And it does feel like a big blossoming is going to happen for you, as this finale is like of suppression of sorts, or leading under the structure of the Matrix, right? Because obviously we all had to live in that box basically and conduct our lives according to the rules within that system, but because the system's collapsing, right? It's like we are rising, we're the reborn out of the system here, and the pioneers, again, is the word I'm hearing, to create this new system. And you're going to be able to help show the way to everyone else whose life has crumbled with the old Matrix here, that this is exactly like the moment, the month, the time that you are to rise up and create this community, possibly revamp, edit, rework. It could be community, doesn't necessarily need to be social media, but it could be like your neighborhood, your neighbors, where you work. I am feeling like a teacher and at a school, all these sorts of environments where there's going to be a revamp of everything, a new way to do things. So what's not working, there does seem to be like a removal of that this month, so that you can step forward and lead. It's all for you, and you're the replacement to what's being removed. So like you have a very pivotal role, and it does seem like it affects a community around you, however that might look in your life. And it's like the universe's code is like the recoding is here as well. And God often talks about us having our new software system, our new Christ consciousness version of ourselves, and our new operating system being our new consciousness, our new hearts, our spirit, our enlightenment, the new earth version of us. So this is the new coded in frequency as well, in terms of like a software system and the God code. And I'm hearing like this is happening through like your body as well, and this is completing this healing and regeneration, like regenesis. God is saying like you're the new human as well. So you're the new earth leader, new earth lifestyle. There's something about chauvinism that you're clearing. So people that are chauvinistic, that you might be like your energy frequency is just collapsing that ego or entity or whatever you might want to call it. It's like removing it out of the software system, God is saying. So like you're somehow, some way you're causing a removal of the viruses, let's say, out of the software as well. And God is saying like this is super successful. So you might have felt like things are reworking, things are finally progressing forward here. Things are being removed out of the way, these viruses, these setbacks, so that you can have success now and expand. We have the 12th house. This is the area of your life that is overwhelming. You yield a greater cause or power. And so that's whatever these things that are overwhelming that you are feeling like putting too much pressure on yourself for, right? To be something you're not, or to creating an environment for yourself and your community based on the old system, like that's overwhelming, and it's not going to work. I think progressively moving forward each day, that old way of doing things is not good. It doesn't work now in this, and we're in such a progress of change from the death of old earth at this point here, and the collapsing of all systems, and the collective collapsing of people's trust in the system as well, and things coming to the light and the truths coming out and as well. It's like this is happening so rapidly as well. It feels like it's causing it's showing you like that trying to do things in this way is definitely not going to be good, and it's not good for your future. It's not good for the new earth's future either. And you have a greater cause, you have a greater power, you have a greater purpose here instead. And it's like you're growing, you've really outgrown this old software system, this old way here, and you're ready to step more into your power. We have soaring with joy, childlike wonder fills my life. Like you've really outgrown and expanded out of this old system for yourself. And we have the long night moon darkness, but there is quite a bit of light on this path from this dark moon here. So the light is finally coming in like this. I think the setback has been, you've already gone through this setback, this darkness, healing, you've cleared, like you've finished that here. This month is completing. I'm feeling like a big removal of whatever's still kind of attached or unhealed, or hasn't been found within yourself, that there's a clearing of that for you, so that you just can quickly move forward and see this path easily and have direction now, where before this could have been extremely dark. You didn't see any path in front of you. You didn't know where to go. You didn't know this bunny, this luck was right beside you and on your side and on this path with you. You might have felt like you weren't stable either, or confident or grounded in your reality, because you didn't know what was going on as well. So this could have been a process as well of a lot of change in this area of your life, and things not working any longer. And you could have also been like trying to make things still work, doing it the way you've always done it, and it's like not working and it's not growing anymore, and there's something like wrong, and I think it's becoming more and more evident that something's got to change here for you to continue growth. So, but there was a purpose for that darkness here. We do have soul healing, align with your essence, see your true colors. So this, you're able to be free now and step fully into your power and your joy and who you really are, and align now with this greater purpose, this new, like this future version of yourself. You're on that path now to attain that and bring that into you and meet with that and merge with that energy now here. So this is more of you moving forward here and seeing where you're going and who you're becoming, and maybe setting intentions now to be a new this, a new that, and have the consciousness expansion. Now I'm burping, could be my solar plexus is purging when I start burping, so it could be something around that area for you as well, where you didn't feel confident as well. Maybe you're giving your power away because you're feeling vulnerable, you're going through this darkness as well, and just maybe not feeling like good enough, or you had the energy, the drive, you couldn't do it. You know you're supposed to be doing something, but you don't know exactly what you're doing. You don't have, and then it's like, and you feel like you're spinning in circles and not going anywhere. But that was there for you to heal and find your true joy, what's going to make you happy, your own integrity, and not doing things because that's how everybody else does it. It's you're doing things now because your heart's leading you, and your consciousness is leading you as well, and you're doing newer things in new earth ways based on love and unity consciousness and Christ consciousness. Even though many other people have not attained this level that you've attained, they will through your guidance, right? And so these are the breakthroughs that you're getting this month, finally. And after all of this work, getting your confidence back, I keep hearing as well. So that's been a big part of it. That may be a big part of this month in particular, where at the beginning of the month you still feel somewhat lost and not having that direction. But by the end of the month, you feel very confident and healed and strong and much more forward focused and determined, and knowing where to put your energy and what to be creating, because the ideas are coming in, the emotions are receiving this, and you're aligning to what other people need, especially as this old as this old system gets crumbled, which seems to be happening like quicker than ever now. This month here. So there does seem to be like another big something major could be happening on this level collectively, that's going to, or it could be the collective consciousness of enough is enough with media and these platforms that have a lot of community standards that might be difficult for you to be thriving and soaring and having growth in, because they're keeping you limited under rules and these sorts of things, where you might have to find new platforms where you can grow and express yourself and not worry about things happening to your platform, because you're expressing what your soul's guidance is, which doesn't match their truth for the collective. So it's like, yeah, but God is calling you, you're a conscious creator, and it's time to get this direction going here and focus and leading others now and finding the way to do that this month as well. It doesn't necessarily need to be social media, like I said, but this is the concept that I'm understanding here. You need the proper environment that you're not going to be blocked from, and you also need to feel safe as well. This is another big part of it, for you to be in integrity and have this conscious words coming in, like your heart and your mind. You need to feel safe and rooted and grounded and have a sacred space and environment so that you can fully be peaceful and connected and grounded, and then collect the information into the mind and into the heart and express that and share that with your community, your family, your friends, your job, whatever these parts of your world and environment that these might be here. So this could be another part of the month for you, is creating that for yourself, finding that for yourself, and a new place for you to begin your next level of growth as well. Could be very important. And it just, again, feels getting pulled back as I'm talking to, the old way is collapsing. So even if it's not fully collapsing this month, you are setting yourself up in an environment where you won't be affected, because you're a new earth, and you've already started this new cycle and this new role in new earth that won't be destroyed. So rather than trying to build on a system that's already collapsed, right? So whatever that means for you personally. I am seeing this again quite strongly. We have semi-sextile, allowing, encourages, sees the potential in, clarifies, gives hopes to, compassionate, intuits, tempers, responds, cycles, growth, realizes, and rewards. I'm feeling like these are all the traits that you actually embody as a leader, and like for you to grow and thrive and be shining bright and helping others as well, giving them the platform, as well as what I'm hearing, them the safe space to grow and thrive, is also important. This is a community energy. This is a friendships, tribe, very strongly is what I'm feeling here. And you're like leveling up I'm getting a lot of angel tingles. You're doing something in 5D basically. And you're creating a new foundation for other people to also, a new software system is what God is saying as well, for other people to also have that social community environment on. So you could be creating an app, for example, yourself, or a private group, membership community. And in doing that, you're in that environment that you're creating for yourself and for others. You're able to encourage them. I'm also hearing like there's gaslighting can't come in. So it's like there's a wall of protection from gaslighting that you're providing for yourself and for others, and just for your mission in general to thrive. So like these games won't be deterring you or lowering your vibration, for example. And I do feel like also if it is something, for example, like a membership group or or a forum or something where you have to be a moderator and like manage people, which can be a lot of work, and that could be a job in itself, where you're managing a community and posts and these sorts of things, right? Because you have to delete all the crap, right? Or whatever, stay on top of certain things, people attacking people, whatever, to protect the community, to protect the group, to protect the vision, right? From outsiders that are just coming in to try and just make a mess of it here and attack other people and here that don't have good intentions and that aren't there for the right reasons. This is a community where that's not going to happen. Okay, so there's this is 5D, this is a new threshold that you're starting on. And so this month could be a cleansing of that as well. And it could be any people in your environment or clients, for example, that might be still carrying that frequency where they're being more disruptive than they are helpful and positive for the group. The bad seed, that those things might filter out this month as well. You might see things, you might end things, and make changes with that dynamic so that they're not coming with you in what you're creating in the future as well. Or God's like doing that, because the seed point of that, and I'm hearing regeneration, is like it's a karmic cycle that's clearing as well. So you're back to primordial timeline here. So these should be like high vibrational beings that you're also coming into alignment with, and friends and new contracts, new partnerships, new groups, new projects, new things that you can grow with people that also are ready to grow like you. Okay, so, and you're aligning to all this month. You might see the true colors in other people as well and get very like, I'm not dealing with this shit any longer kind of energy, and like strong on that and confident on that, and boundaries, strong boundaries, and I'm not putting up with this nonsense here, and having like your own rules for your own community as well, where you're going to be respectful, loving, supportive, or else you're not going to be here kind of energy as well. And so I do feel like there is maybe more of a protective energy coming through you in this process as well, more ability to be that leader and see through people's true colors and find the seed point problem in the group or in a crowd, or what, and how can you go in and either fix that, alleviate that, change that, or remove that sort of energy as well. And I think you're going to get like an alignment within yourself, because it's part of your own healing, and that's going to support you in being more sovereign in your decisions and your knowingness about your instincts and what you're so that you just can be a better leader, especially with us in a social community. Basically, this is like a fine-tunement. So that could be another part of your month here as well. We do have the Strength card. It says personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness, compassion that brings about forgiveness, realizing that you're stronger than you knew. And so you're going to be a loving, compassionate leader. This angel's putting a crown on his head, and his eyes are closed, like he doesn't even realize he's getting this crown on. So you could be definitely getting your big upgrades this month into being a leader, and but being a humble leader, right? And leading with love and compassion, and not from the ego and a dominant frequency as well. It says lay of the land, ancestral wisdom, number 34. So this is the big achievement you have as well. So it's like you're getting a big not like upgrade with the knowledge, and again, it does feel like something foundationally and stability wise, and removing the old way, ascending up out of it, evolved, and like the ancient this past cycle, you understand the whole thing. I do feel like you're gonna leave this month like just with such a good bullshit detector, you know what I mean, and like seeing things super accurately, like okay, I know exactly what this is. Like, this is older stuff. This is so much stuff you've already dealt with, you've overcome. You see it accurately. It's not like, and it's like below you, like you see it as the matrix. You see it's not something that can come and harm you or cause destruction. There's an energy here where it's not got any power any longer, and you've conquered that. as well, and you're getting more knowledge coming in, more of this wisdom and ascension, and you're at this higher level. You've soared up, like you're definitely up, and you're creating from this 5D space basically as well for yourself. But it's through knowledge of the past and getting mastery over the matrix that you got to this level that you're at now. So you want to use everything that all the wisdom you've gained from this entire huge cycle and put that into being a leader now in a positive way for yourself. And that's going to make you an extremely good leader, extremely valuable. And you're going to be very protective. Oh, you're like a mama energy, like you're protective over your tribe, your group, your children, your family. I'm hearing you're the light, like you're holding the light here. And so if somebody's got a problem with your family or your group or your tribe, they got to come to you to deal with it. And you're holding the light. So if it's anything that's not pure light, it's like it's got no chance. It's got no chance with you here. And you're in that sovereign position. It's a royal position is what I'm hearing as well. And you've like earned this position. So, and nothing can like fuck with you. So you're not going to be manipulated and played around with either. Like it's a very dominant, like people are going to respect you. They're going to see you as a leader. If they need help, they're going to come to you for the help. If they're having a problem, they're going to bring that problem to you. But it's not in a way that would suck you or drain you. It's like who you're meant to be in this role and in this new beginning here, as whatever this way is for you, and it's confidence. So it's going to be very simple for you, and you're just going to be in this state of like peace, calm, love, light, joy, illuminated, healed, so anything that might be lower vibrational than that is just easy for you to deal with, because you're not in that frequency any longer. You've evolved out of it and ascended out of it. I'm hearing immortal DNA with that. So you're definitely going up into that frequency within yourself and getting a big ascension this month here. So it's like, last thing I want to say about this is like whatever lies that the ego wants to play or the devil wants to do to manipulate you, that's not going to happen. So on big levels and small levels, internally and externally, you're carrying a new vibration because of the light and because you're wise and like evolved, that the devil can't play with you anymore. You're not prey. You're not attached to them. They can't control you. You've broken through of all that this month. So they're no longer an opponent of yours. It's no longer something you have to overcome any longer. You've done it all this month. And it doesn't need to return to teach you a lesson you've already achieved here. So you're just going to continue moving forward after that. Now strong and confident and thriving and just growing in a new cycle, in a new way. And the old earth system won't be around much longer either, but we're in a transitionary time right now. So whatever little things that might come about that need fine-tuning and adjustment, or you stepping in and setting a boundary and ensuring the correct alignment is there for everyone to continue growing safely and healed. It'll be easy to do, but it won't be like, it's not your new cycle that you're going to constantly have to be doing that. It's just, and I am hearing like you're going to have a lot of income that's going to be coming in, more residual income as well as this continues. So I do feel like things are just going to get easier and easier and less challenging and just more fun as the old earth continues its collapse and we complete that process here. So New Earth Leader of the Way. That's what you are. Amen to that. So all praise the Most High. Thank you so very much. God bless you. Have a blessed month.